Welcome to Mount Mom Strong. Today we have a run fit workout, so a lot of single leg stability. There's going to be a focus on the adductors and the glutes. So let's get started. You're going to need a bench. I have this on top to make it soft for my Copenhagen's foam block, but we're also going to be doing single leg hops, and I'm going to hop up onto that. Maybe a big textbook if you don't have a big foam pad like that, or if you have a sturdy, smaller yoga block, that would work. A loop band, a ball, and some weights. So I got a 20-pound and a 10-pound one. So we're going to start off warming up our adductors. So have your block nearby because we are going to use it here in a moment. So let's rock back, inhale, and exhale. You can walk your hands forward if you want a deeper stretch. One more. Good. Then you're going to place your block. You can start with it lower here, and we're going to bring our leg up and over. So we're warming up the glutes. One more. Good. We're going to switch to the other side. So rocking back and forth first. One more. Feeling nice stretch on that inner thigh, reaching the toes forward. And then I'm placing my block here. And I am going to get nice and strong in my core, and I'm going to lift up and over. I'm going to look at this hip. I'm going to try to keep it nice and vertical. Oh, wow. This is a doozy. Two more. Last one. Good. Over the weeks, you can stack that block up a little higher and make it a bit more challenging. All right, let's work on our calves here, or well, more specifically our tib posterior. We're going to squeeze a ball between our ankles there, and we're going to rise up into a calf raise. So raising up, squeezing into the ball, preferably one that has a little bit of grip. This one feels like it's going to squish out. So tib posterior helps us control our foot. Sorry, my butt's to you. I was trying to show you the ball from the back. Tib posterior controls our foot when we're landing, when we're walking, hiking, running, instead of it collapsing right down. You can hold on to something if you need to. Woo! Good. All right, starting to feel those there. Now we're going to sink down into a sumo squat here, nice and deep, and then we're just going to reach for the floor on either side. So you're going to feel your adductors on this side turning on quite a bit as I reach for the floor, because I'm reaching away and the adductor's like, no, I'm pulling you back. So we're just warming them up because we are going to work our adductors today. Two more to each side. Stay low. Good. Now grab your loop band. We are going to go into our standing clams, a little bit more glute activation. So we're going to hinge our hips back. We're shin length away, and we're going to open up. Beyond that midfoot, length through the glute. Strong in your core. Two more. Nice. Switch legs. Shift that hip back. Find that length. Feel your midfoot. Keep that big toe down. 10 to 12. That's 3. Feel that midfoot. If you're not feeling your glutes, sink that glute back. No matter how strong you are in your glutes, you can feel this exercise if you're in the right position. Feel that midfoot. 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. Nicely done. We're going to go into a little bit of plyos. So I'm going to grab this. You can grab your book or your small yoga block. But first, we're just gonna do some pogo straight legs. We're just gonna hop around here. You can use your arms, whatever feels good. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nicely done. So now we're just gonna do single leg hops forward and back. So I'm gonna pick this little dot here on my floor to hop over and back. Nice work. If you have a mirror and you can watch your knee, switch legs. We wanna make sure that our kneecap's not collapsing in. Trying to keep in the same spot. I'm drifting. Good. All right. Now lateral single leg hops up onto a little bit of a surface. So up, down. Lateral hops up. Good. So about 10 on each side and 10 on the other side. Here we go. We don't often move laterally with our biking and our running, so it's important to be prepared. Hiking, we don't want to roll our ankles, so this is great for that. There. All right. Are we feeling warmed up? Ready for our first round of exercises? Grab your heavier weight. We are going into a Cossack squat, and we are going to rock from side to side. So we're gonna come down into this Cossack here, and then I'm gonna go over to the other side. So you can keep the weight down low, switching your hands, or you can keep it up high. As you come to the other side, think of this adductor pulling you up. Nice. And from a side view, we want that booty back. We want connection through that big toe. If you can go wider and deeper, go for it. 10 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. I'm going to leave this here for the next exercise. We are going over to our bench for our Copenhagens. Couple options here is to do a regular Copenhagen. We're going to get our knee up on the bench, have our knee on the floor, get into position, press in to the bench, and then float the knee off. If this here feels good, or if it's challenging enough, stay here. If you want to make it more challenging, we're going to reach in a star or an X there, reaching out. You got this. Nice and strong through that shoulder, no shrugging the ear to the shoulders. 4 more reaches if you're reaching. Hold and breathe if you're holding. Press that knee into the bench. Don't let yourself sag. 2 more. Last one. Good. Over to the other side. But remember, if you just try to lift up right away, you might hurt and kind of pull in your groin there. So let's get in to our side plank with our other knee on the ground. Then add more pressure into the bench. Float that leg up when you're ready. And reach if that's where you're at. But you got this workout for a few weeks, so you're going to challenge yourself. You're going to get stronger. You're going to see progress. 6, 2 more. Press into that bench with that knee. 2 and 1. Nicely done. All right, we're gonna get on up and we're gonna go into a single leg squat with a press. So key here is we're gonna have our heel elevated. So you can elevate yourself on your other weight. And then I'm gonna have my yoga block just behind it so I can touch my knee down to it. So I'm gonna start on my left leg and I'm gonna go into a single leg squat as I reach out. So reaching out with that weight helps kind of counterbalance heel up, keeps you on that midfoot. Keep connected. Get this in a little bit closer. Four. Slow and controlled. 5. 6. 2 more. 7. And 8. Nicely done. I'm going to show you a side view. So heel elevated. One. Hinging down. 2. Maybe you don't go quite as low first couple weeks. Maybe you're doing kind of a reverse lunge. Some options. 5. 3 more. 3. If you had a yoga mat, your weight wouldn't be slipping like mine is on the carpet. 2. And 1. Awesome. Shake it off. We're going to go back to that Copenhagen side plank. So into that side plank, bottom knees on the ground. Gradually put more pressure through the bench. Hover the other leg. And reach for 8. Notice how my shoulder kind of rotates there. 3. Keeping strong through, pressing up through my elbow. 4. Pressing strong through my heel or my knee. 5. 6. 7. Good job. 1 more. 8. Switching sides. Yep, press on in, lift up, and rotate, reach, if that's where you're at. 2, or hold and breathe. 3, check in with your breath. Check in with your neck that it's not hanging down. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nice work. All right, shake that off. We're going back to our Cossack rocks. So grab that heavier weight and feet nice and wide. And then we're gonna hinge those hips back, reach side to side. Rocking side to side. 3, 3. We're going for 8 on each side. We're not coming up. Feels so good. 6, 2 more each. And last one. Good. Okay, let's raise ourselves up. Going back into that single leg squat. I'm going to start with my left foot. And I'm pressing out as I lower myself down. Got to get stuff out of the way. Okay, no, I got to figure this out a better way. It's slipping. We're gonna go into that single leg squat. Instead of the weight holding my heel up because it was slipping last time, I'm gonna use my foam block here. I'm still gonna put my yoga block here so I don't have to go quite as low. And we're going into our single leg squat with our heel elevated. That's better. A little bit more of a challenge because it's soft, but it's not slipping away on me. 4 more. These are very hard, but they're gonna progress over the next month here. Last 2. And 1. Good work. We're gonna switch sides. Get the heel elevated. Weight through that midfoot. Reaching out as I go down. 1, 2, 3, 4, finding the groove. 5, 6, 7, try to control the way down, and 8. Nicely done. All right, so we're gonna move on, and we're gonna go into a little bit more core. We're gonna do a V-sit with a press. So you can start with your heels on the ground, and we're gonna lean back. You can also use a Pilates ball to help support you as well if you feel like it's too much. So have that nearby. But I'm gonna keep my ribs stacked. Don't flare in the ribs. Legs extended, but I'm gonna keep my heels on the ground to begin, and we're gonna press. If you're feeling like, oh, I could add a little challenge, you can lift one leg up, and then you could lift the other leg up. But don't drop and slump into this. You gotta keep the chest lifted, strong in your core. Let's go 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nicely done. We're gonna get up into some single leg deadlifts. So grab onto a heavier dumbbell. Let's challenge ourselves. And we're gonna start on our left leg. Right toe is just gently resting on the ground. And I'm gonna add a little bit of rotation as I reach that hip back and drive my hip forward. 1. You can also challenge yourself with single leg. But if you're wobbling and you're not connecting through your foot, keep that little tripod down, because you're gonna feel it way more in your glute if you're stable. 3, we're going for 8. Don't reach for the floor. Think about pushing your booty back into your hand. 8, nice work. From the front view, you can see how I'm reaching the hips back. Just a little rotation, my hand ends up over my foot. That's just giving me that little bit of internal rotation at the hip, keeping my hips happy. 4. Again, you can try to float that foot off the ground if that feels good. 5. 6, make sure you have that good connection through that midfoot. 7, and nice and slow on the way down. 8, good. We're gonna sit down, get into our V-sit. So the options to support yourself with the Pilates ball there for the presses. Option 2, no ball, feet on the floor, pressing. And option 3, straightening out the legs, lifting them up off the ground. 3, going for 8, 4, 5, 6, 7, one more, and 8. Nicely done. Back on up into those single leg deadlifts. I'm gonna go back to my left, and you choose tripod or floating it up. Hinging. Exhale, coming up. Core's on, no arching through the back, no overextending the hips. Sometimes floating my arm out to the side helps me out when I'm on one leg. 3, we're going for 8. If you're not quite ready to float the leg, grab a heavier weight. Halfway. 4 more. Long through the crown. Slow on that down. Powerful on the up. Last 2. Nicely done. Switch legs. Right foot. Here we go. Lengthen the glute. When you feel ready, float that foot. 4, 4 more. Three, last 2. 1 more, and then we're gonna stretch it out. So let's just finish in a pigeon here. And then we can rock ourselves side to side, sinking into it a little bit deeper. And then press on up, switch over to the other side. Rocking back and forth, breathing. And then let's just finish with 3 breaths in child's pose, relaxing pelvic floor, relaxing everything. Breathing into that rib cage, into the pelvic bowl, and then exhale everything out. Melt into the floor. 2 more breaths. Inhale and exhale. 1 more. Awesome. Peel yourself up and pat yourself on the back and have yourself a wonderful day.